This video looked fun. We got a video from Nero Cinema, who's a Call of Duty YouTuber that I've watched here and there back in the day. I'm subbed to him, apparently, so I guess I must have watched him a lot back in the day. Yeah. Apparently, this ex-Call of Duty dev, specifically a Treyarch dev, crashed out on LinkedIn, I guess. So we're gonna watch this. We'll put it at 1.25 times speed. And, yeah, let's just get this going. I'm curious. Got the Nero Cinema intro.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, and today we have some drama to go over. Some really serious drama when it comes to the Call of Duty franchise, and usually this kind of stuff stays under the radar, and Activision keeps it all internal. But the other day, what appears to be a rogue developer, a very disgruntled developer, has decided to publicly talk about just how bad things are over at Treyarch, and honestly, it does really make a lot of sense. The footage here
Interesting. Okay,
is actually from the Black Ops.
Like I said, I apparently saw that this guy, like, hella crashed out on LinkedIn, which is, interesting to say the least. So I guess we'll we'll see what we have here.
For beta, and dude, I know I should really clean out my hard drives more. I keep surprising myself with the footage I'm able to find, but Black Ops 4 is a very relevant game for the topic at hand because it involves Treyarch and how things have fundamentally shifted after this game came out. To find out that things are not going well internally over at Treyarch isn't very surprising given the current state of Black Ops 6 and the Call of Duty franchise in general. I'm not sure about you guys, but Black Ops 6 and now subsequently Black Ops 7, they have caused me to lose faith in Treyarch. This is not the same studio that we grew up with. These are not the same people that made the OG Black Ops games, and what's worse...
Well, it is. There's still people that have worked there since World at War, which is the game that I used to play a lot. But, like, to say that they're not the same studio, like, yes, studios evolve over time, sure. Like, a lot of the people, like Jason Blundell, a lot of the other ones, you know, they haven't been there because they left. Jason Blundell left after Black Ops 4. I think he opened up about that in a recent interview where he said that the cog was moving and he had less and less control over the franchise, and so that's part of the reason why he left. That's sort of what he was implying in the interview. It was very interesting, but now Jason Blundell is in Dark Outlaw games, so good for him. But also, there's some other ones, like Dan Bunting left because he, after the Activision Blizzard stuff happened, he had some sexual misconduct allegations, so... Definitely not good. If he resigned after those allegations, that's definitely not a good sign for legitimacy of them. Again, I guess we'll never truly know, but if he resigned, that's definitely not a good sign for sure. But yeah, I mean, like I said, there's the studio has evolved over time, so I don't really think it's fair to say that it's not the same studio that we once knew it as or whatever. It's like, of course it's not going to be, you know? Like...
is while they continue to push out subpar AI slop, they've also been radio silent the entire...
Well, yeah, Black Ops 6, a lot of they got caught using a lot of, like, AI art and stuff, which is, like, very, very not so good.
Time. Treyarch's own community manager hasn't even tweeted in over a year, and some of the faces of the studio, like Matt Scrons, for example, they've been completely silent as well. It's like Treyarch are now this shadow puppet that has Activision pulling all the strings. There's no communication, there's no integrity, there's no creativity, no passion, and thanks to a developer named Michael Anthony, I think we might learn why that is.
Alright, let's see what we have.
So Michael Anthony has worked on Call of Duty for a very long time. He's been programming since 1993 and has worked on virtually every Treyarch game, all the way from World at War to the classic games like Black Ops 1 and 2, and even to the later ones like Black Ops 3 and 4. He left after Black Ops 4, and for some reason, a few days ago, he took to LinkedIn to make a post titled Treyarch and Activision are evil.
Treyarch and Activision are evil. Oh boy.
And ladies and gentlemen, this guy does not hold back. It gets pretty freaking intense, and we even hear some really interesting stuff about Treyarch stealing from Infinity Ward. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at what he said. So I do want to preface this by saying that Michael Anthony's post has been removed from LinkedIn, but it was up for a few days. I imagine his current...
I can imagine. Like, I don't know. Whenever you crash out on LinkedIn, of all places, whenever you make a post on LinkedIn and crash out, that's a little, like, I don't know. It depends on... We're going to see how intense the crash out goes, but it's like... That's not going to look good for any employers that want to hire you going forward, right? Like, that's just not going to look good in general. I don't know. I feel like it depends on how intense the post gets, so I do want to, like, actually see the contents of the post to make a better judgment on it.
Employer, or perhaps Activision's lawyers, forced him to take it down, but regardless, let's go ahead and read this here. Treyarch and Activision are evil. I crunched for 3 months, 12 hours a day, 6 days a week for Activision Treyarch on DLC Ancient Evil in 2019.
Oh yeah, Ancient Evil was a good DLC in Black Ops 4. I really liked this map a lot. It was one of the better BO4 maps for sure. But then again, I will say, I think BO4 got overhated. I feel like part of the reason it got overhated, I think a huge part of it was because it wasn't Black Ops 3. I genuinely think that. A big part of it was, yes, it wasn't Black Ops 3, and also because they radically changed the perk system, and like the BO4 system is very different compared to any Zombies game we'd seen prior. But it was a learning curve. You just had to adjust to it. Like, once you accepted the fact that it was different, it wasn't as bad as people made it out to be, and there were ways you could deal with it. But, like, BO3, the fact that it wasn't, like, BO3, we got massively spoiled in Black Ops 3. We had a fucking fantastic DLC season, minus Zetsubo. I would say Zetsubo was extremely buggy on launch. It was very, very buggy on launch. And not to mention, like, that period between Zetsubo and Garad was very dry. It was like, there was like nothing there. And then, yeah, I mean, we got hella spoiled. And then Zombies Chronicles was like the peak of the Zombies community and like just zombies in general. And then, it was pretty much just dry from there. You know, like like people got BO4, and BO4 was pretty fucking damn good compared to some of the other stuff we get. And, yeah. So, I guess we'll read this. Treyarch and Activision are evil. I crunched for 3 months, 12 hours a day, 6 days a week on the DLC Ancient Evil in 2019. They refused to pay me a bonus after promising us we would get one. Okay, that kind of sucks, for sure. Mark Gordon, studio manager of Treyarch, is an evil liar. Oh my god. Wow, we're really just going for the throat with this one. He shook my hand on the bonus but refused to pay it. Damn, that really sucks. Mark Gordon forces HR to demand employees to coerce 10 other employees of Treyarch to write fake 5-star reviews on Glassdoor in order to qualify for a promotion. We don't even know if that's true. Like, that is just crazy. Mark Gordon labeled contractor Richard Smith in 2007 the FYF, Fat Yorkshire Fuck. If you know Richard Smith, tell him. Oh my god. Okay, so... This is not a post you should be making on LinkedIn. Just to be clear, LinkedIn is a very professional site for you to get hired for jobs and stuff. This, like, if this was all true, this probably should have been like a conversation with a therapist. This probably should have been a conversation with a trusted family member or a friend that you have in real life. Anyone that you can reach out to in your life that you can trust. This should have been a conversation with them. Taking this to LinkedIn, I would argue, is probably one of the worst things you can do, because this is gonna really mess up your chances of ever getting hired anywhere else if you ever plan on becoming a lead engineer right here at AAA games, or if you want to become like a game dev elsewhere, just like anywhere else, right? Like any job you want with video game development. This is not really the thing you should be doing. So this is Mark Gordon, apparently. Yeah.
Mark Gordon forces HR to...
Okay, we already read this. I guess I shouldn't read it, because he's going to read it on screen anyways. So, yeah.
Stop it right there. It turns out that Mark Gordon is the studio head of Treyarch and has been since 2016. It was actually a co-studio headship, if that's even a word. It was him, Dan Bunting, and Jason Blundell as the 3 studio heads. Well...
Yeah, no, Jason Blundell is good. And then Dan Bunting left because he had some sexual misconduct allegations, which definitely have some credibility to them. If he left the studio as a result of them, they definitely have some level of credibility.
As we all know, Blundell ended up leaving, and then Dan Bunting stepped down in 2021, following all the accusations of the cube crawls and all the other forms of harassment that were going on over at Activision.
Yep.
From what I can tell, that left this guy, Mark Gordon, as the sole studio head of Treyarch ever since 2021, meaning he's the guy responsible for Cold War as well as Black Ops 6. Now, getting back to Michael's post, things are about to get really freaking personal. He goes on to say,
"Oh, Jesus, it gets worse."
Mark Gordon cheated on his wife many times. She found out and dumped him. Then, a year later, Gordon comes back from Thailand with a young girl looking 40 years younger than him, who can't speak English and looks 12 years old.
What the fuck? Dude, what is happening? What the fuck? Dude, no. This is, oh man, not on LinkedIn. Like I said, posting this on LinkedIn is one of the worst things you could do. Nah, I'm sorry. This guy fucked himself from ever getting a job at any other gaming studio. If he ever tries to get hired at any other gaming studio and they look at this LinkedIn post, they look at it, and they're like, yeah, no, this guy is fucking crazy. This guy had a legitimate mental fucking breakdown, and this guy is just throwing all these accusations. We can't have ourselves tied to this. And, like, I actually think you just fucked yourself from ever getting hired again. What you should have done was left normally. If you had any sort of baggage, you talk to a trusted person in real life, and then you get a new job and you move on, right? You never, ever, ever post this on LinkedIn. This guy fucked himself from ever getting a job ever again at any other game studio. This is insane.
Damn. Mark Gordon created many hostile environments at Treyarch, yet Activision don't fire him after being informed, yet they pledged in 2019 to fire anyone who creates a hostile environment. Mark Gordon is a creep, a liar, a slave driver.
A slave driver is fucking nuts. That is very loaded. We don't even know if any of these allegations are true, just to be clear. Like, we have no substance. It's just some random LinkedIn post that some ex-developer made. We have no... Like, we don't even know anything.
And an evil individual. So obviously, Michael Anthony is getting pretty personal about the individuals over there at Treyarch, but I think it really does paint the picture of what...
Nah, Michael Anthony really, like, he fucked himself so badly here. Like, he really fucked himself so much.
Like working at that studio and the kind of people who are in charge over there. There's always this sort of social hierarchy in these situations, but it sounds like very little has changed about Treyarch and Call of Duty as a whole since all those allegations about harassment and abuse came out a couple of years ago. When Michael Anthony...
Yeah, I mean, there's a level of truth to the Activision Blizzard stuff that was going on. There was a lot of frat culture. I know the voice actor for McCree, who's known as Cassidy now, in Overwatch, is, yeah, I mean that they renamed him because he was named after one of the devs who also had some sexual misconduct allegations. But that also had a lot of overlap with the culture at Activision Blizzard with Treyarch as well. It's very not so good. It seems to have gotten better now, I think. They definitely seem like they've done a much better job of maintaining it, but I guess we never know what happens behind closed doors.
He has to say next, however, is some of the most damning and interesting stuff I've heard about Call of Duty in a very long time. So
I don't want to say it's damning because there's not really any evidence to any of these claims unless he can show some legitimate proof of it. But, like, again, even if he has proof of it, I don't know if you should be coming forward with this on LinkedIn. This is insane. This is, like, actually batshit crazy. I don't know. I really don't know if I'd say it's damning.
Let's go ahead and keep on reading here. Sue me, Mark, or Activision, if I'm lying. Let's all take lie detector tests and find out the truth.
Big fucking mistake. Activision they are rich. Do you know how much money Activision makes off of all the Call of Duty games and all their other IPs? Dude, Activision can afford some of the most excellent lawyers you can find, and that is not going to be good for you, even if you're in the right. Like, that's, Activision is going to go through with this very, very, efficiently.
Jesus, dude, this guy's like standing on business. Oh, by the way,
I don't know, dude. It's hard to say.
Gordon arranged to steal a copy of Modern Warfare 2 from Infinity Ward in 2009 during a $200 million court case when it was illegal for anyone to see the game. Yet, he steals a copy for Treyarch to see 6 months before release and agrees a perjury deal with another Treyarch executive to take the fall if it gets out and lies in court.
Oh, man, dude, this is insane. We have no idea if any of this is true.
Then, another Treyarch top executive takes directors of each department to his house for a week to play Modern Warfare 2 in secret and rip off all their ideas. What's the chance the president and vice president of Treyarch didn't know about this, I wonder? Maybe one of them did the deal to take the fall if Gordon got caught. Maybe that's going to spectacularly backfire on you, Vader Anthony. I have many witnesses, some friendly, some will be hostile. So.
This guy is fucking nuts. This guy is very clearly having a meltdown. This guy is very just like something pushed this guy over the edge. I don't know what it was. Was he like drunk or something? Did he like drink too much and then decide to go to LinkedIn and post all of this? I mean, these posts are no longer up. I don't know if they were taken down via LinkedIn's policy or if it's just because he took him down himself because he realized, oh fuck, what did I do? Well, too late now, because now they're on the internet forever, because people have screenshotted them, they've saved them, and now Nero Cinema made this video, and now it is publicly accessible. So, big mistake.
Holy shit, guys. I mean, keep in mind, this is just coming from one guy, but it's somebody who worked at Treyarch at the time, claiming that during the lawsuit involving Infinity Ward and Activision, the same lawsuit that caused half of the original Infinity Ward staff to all quit, leave the franchise, and go form Respawn Entertainment, start making Titanfall and Apex Legends and all that, while all that was going on, the studio head of Treyarch allegedly stole a working copy of Modern Warfare 2 6 months before release so that he and the other top executives at Treyarch could play the game early and steal some of Infinity Ward's ideas. Like, holy shit here, guys.
We have no idea if that's even true.
And I want you to keep in mind, this was a year and a half before Black Ops 1 came out. So if this happened, they played Modern Warfare 2, they got all their ideas, and then they incorporated some of those ideas into Black Ops 1. And also keep in mind,
we have no idea if that's even true. It's just some random guy saying this. Like, yes, there are, listen, don't get me wrong, there are times where Treyarch will take ideas. There are some times where Infinity Ward will take some ideas. This is actually very normal for each dev to do, right? For example, when the OG Modern Warfare 2 released, right? I didn't play it much back in the day. I know. I'm not one of those kids. I've always been more of a Treyarch person than an Infinity Ward like game. I just never really connected with the Modern Warfare series that much. Although I did enjoy the original COD 4 Modern Warfare. That one was pretty good. But like I've just never really connected with Infinity Ward's games as much as Treyarch's games. I've always been more of a Treyarch fan. Yeah, no, when Modern Warfare 2 released, Treyarch came out with their game, and then they took the killstreak idea that they got. The killstreak system used Modern Warfare 2's system where you could select your killstreaks and stuff. Like, you'll see like all sorts of different overlap and all sorts of different things. But like Treyarch is able to add their own spin on stuff. They're very good. Like taking inspiration from things or taking some mechanics from other developers is not a bad thing. Infinity Ward has done the same thing. When Black Ops 3 released, we had like the jetpack system and the wall running system. Infinite Warfare had the same exact system that BO3 did. Albeit in like there were some like more nuances to it, but it was essentially like the same system that BO3 had with the jetpacks and the wall running. Like it was essentially the same thing. So again, we see this from like both different sides. It's not exclusively a Treyarch thing.
this was back well before the studios worked well together, back before they were running on the same engine, back before they were like passing back and forth ideas and everything, kind of like they
Which, by the way, I don't think is a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing that both studios take inspiration from each other. I never saw it as a bad thing.
Now, where every studio works on every game. This was back then. Like, Infinity Ward was Infinity Ward, Treyarch was Treyarch, they kind of did their own thing. So it's possible that at the time, Treyarch did not know a lot about what was going to be within Modern Warfare 2. A few examples that come to mind would be like the Pro Perk system, for example, right? That just came out of nowhere in Modern Warfare 2, and Treyarch had them fully fleshed out and ready to go for the launch of Black Ops 1. Well, now I'm sitting here wondering,
who cares?
Is that because of this alleged stolen copy of Modern Warfare 2? Well, what about the revamped killstreak system, right?
I mean, maybe, but it's like, I don't think it's, I don't know, dude. Like, I feel like, again, it could also just be due to the fact that, like, they saw Modern Warfare do it. They're like, oh, hey, that's a good idea. We should implement that system here. It's like, again, this happens on both sides.
Pretty freaking big for Modern Warfare 2, and the system that we saw in Black Ops 1 was very similar, although Treyarch did not allow for stackable streaks the same way that Infinity Ward did. Regardless, these are some pretty serious accusations, and it definitely paints Treyarch in a different light if a lot of their initial accomplishments from Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 came as a result of stealing ideas from Infinity Ward.
No, dude. Okay, so then by that logic, Infinity Ward would have to get, like, flack as well because of the jetpack system in Infinite Warfare. Just to be clear, it's normal for studios to piggyback off of some ideas. I mean, in Black Ops 2, some of the weapon models and animations were taken from Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3. They were borrowed, which I don't think takes away from that game. Like, the Vector was from MW2, and then they fleshed it out in, like, the BO2 setting. And, like, so, again, like, stuff like that. It doesn't matter. The 5.7 was from Modern Warfare 3, but then they, like, fleshed out their own animation for it. Again, it's not a big deal.
So to continue on with Michael Anthony's post, he goes on to say, this is Mark Gordon and Treyarch. This is Activision. Microsoft also know about...
Well, again, fuck Activision. I'm not a huge fan of Activision.
And have done nothing except fire 10,000 devs recently. Boycott Black Ops 6. Mind you guys, this post came out like 3 days ago, and he's just now saying boycott Black Ops 6.
Didn't he leave after BO4 so he wouldn't understand what the fuck is even happening behind closed doors during the development of BO6?
Interesting. They now even outsource zombie maps to Asians instead of Americans. No wonder why the zombies maps over the last 5 years are completely crap. Now,
okay, so I'm pretty sure in Black Ops 4's development cycle, they, I think where this comes from, I think this part is half true. What I mean by that is Black Ops 4 had a pretty rocky life cycle. It was a very unlucky Black Ops game. I enjoyed it, But what I would have loved to see more from it, what I would have loved to see, like, more its original plan come to fruition, yes, absolutely. But that didn't happen because it was very rocky. Sledgehammer was supposed to make the game in 2020, but apparently they were having trouble, and then Treyarch had to step in to make the next Call of Duty game. In the middle, like, literally in the middle of Ancient Evil, like, when it released. And so all the Zombies maps got moved to be developed by Activision Shanghai. And so Alpha Omega and Tog der Toten, once they released, they were mostly developed by Activision Shanghai. That's why some of those maps might feel a little more empty compared to some other Treyarch experiences, though I enjoyed both of them personally. I don't think that it was Activision Shanghai that did the rest of Zombies afterwards for Cold War and Black Ops 6. And also, how would this person even know that? Like, he doesn't understand, like, the development of what's going on behind closed doors in BO6 either way.
That right there, I gotta stop him right there. That is really interesting because it's not uncommon for companies, especially like, animation, for example, right? Like a lot of companies will outsource the animation of their TV shows to places like Korea and Thailand or whatever. But Michael Anthony here is claiming that they are outsourcing the creation of Zombies maps in Call of Duty overseas, possibly to somewhere like Activision Shanghai or something. I honestly don't...
Yeah, no, they did do it Activision Shanghai. Yeah. It was for BO4 specifically, not for Cold War or Black Ops 6 to my knowledge.
Oh no, I just have the information that Michael Anthony publicly posted the other day. If they really have been outsourcing these maps, that would honestly explain the absolute disaster that was Vanguard Zombies, man. Think about that. Like, Vanguard Zombies...
No, okay. So, just to be clear, the reason why Vanguard Zombies was fucking terrible, and yes, I agree, Vanguard Zombies was absolute dog shit. There's very little redeeming qualities about Vanguard Zombies, except maybe some of the aesthetic, maybe. That's like the only props I'll give it. Everything else was bad. The gameplay sucked. The fucking gunplay felt terrible. The enemies, like the Sturmkrieger, were terrible to face against. It's just, Vanguard Zombies was absolutely fucking dog shit, like, terrible game. But the reason why it was terrible was because Treyarch had very little time to work on it. It was mainly Treyarch that worked on the Zombies of Vanguard specifically, but by the time they had to work on Vanguard Zombies, they only had like 7 months left of development time. Okay, make this Zombies game in like 7 months. Have fun. Now, Treyarch now don't get me wrong, Treyarch has made some of the best stuff under time crunch. Like, the Black Ops 1 campaign was literally made in 9 months. I'm not even kidding. It was less than a year that the Black Ops 1 campaign got development, and it's one of the best Call of Duty campaigns, a lot of people think. Black Ops 1 turned out to be a very fantastic campaign, even just in 9 months of production. But for Zombies, it definitely needed a lot more time in the oven. The gameplay was not there. It was sort of like this outbreak / objective-based like mode for like the first two, and then the last two maps were round-based because everybody hated the objective-based game style. That's really it. It's Treyarch Shanghai. I don't think it was shipped off to Activision Shanghai. That wasn't really the reason. So again, it's a bit of speculation on Nero Cinema's part, but I just don't think that's true.
Zombies. It was supposed to be like a sequel to COD World War II made by Sledgehammer Games with Treyarch handling the zombies. It was going to be like the best of both worlds, and it was horrible. It was like the worst Zombies experience ever. It was really freaking bad. And then you look at the open world zombies that we had in Modern Warfare 3, despite the fact that Treyarch was allegedly working on that as well.
Yeah, they were working on that, but I don't know. I think it started off like kind of okay for many people. I never played it because it didn't really seem like it would be for me. I think people started off really enjoying it, but then it kind of just like fell off.
I think that Black Ops 6 Zombies has been a really great return to form, but I'm just saying, if they're outsourcing all that zombie stuff, it would honestly explain a lot. But going back to the post here, this is just the tip of the iceberg. I've not mentioned Activision executives expensing $8,000 bottles of wine on company trips. Steve Matey, you drugged up pathetic smackhead. Holy fuck.
This guy is fucking nuts. This guy making the LinkedIn post is like actually having like some kind of like massive fucking breakdown. I don't know if he made this while he was drunk or whatever, but this guy is fucking unhinged. This guy literally went scorched earth and just ruined any chance he has of getting any other job. If any developer sees this, if any employer sees this, they are not going to hire him at all. They're just not going to. Forget it. There's no shot.
Like, who is Steve? This dude's going in. How much was that dinner you had to expense on your own credit card because you went over the $20,000 dinner expense bill? Holy shit, dude. Like, no wonder there are so many bundles in the game. Julie...
Oh my god. Maybe that part's true. I don't fucking know.
Yet was not very happy about that, was she? Still, your boss/mate gave you a backhander in your next bonus to cover it up, didn't he? The paper trail is there, matey. Sony Japan meeting years ago, matey, and lots of other stuff yet. Oh, one last thing. Treyarch quality assurance when crunching with the rest of the studio are ordered to not queue up for food when it arrives at night. They are ordered to wait 30 minutes for the scraps that are left.
We have no idea if any of this is true. Just to be clear, it's a random LinkedIn post that someone made.
Holy hell, ladies and gentlemen, what is actually happening over there at Treyarch and over there at Activision?
We don't know if that's even true. This is just like a random post someone made at LinkedIn.
So I do want to reiterate one more time that this is a former employee and a disgruntled employee at that, but a lot of what he said really does make a lot of sense. In my own personal...
I don't even know. It's hard to say.
Opinion, I feel like most, if not all, of what he said probably happened. Like, it all lines up with everything that's been happening.
Okay. Look, I just... This is the part where Nero's gonna lose me a little bit, because it's like, I feel like he's just over-affirming a post that, like, we have no evidence on, right? It's just a random LinkedIn post from a former dev, and, like, don't get me wrong, it's just like, this guy clearly fucked himself over by putting this post out. I don't know if he did it while he was drunk. I don't know if he did it because he just felt like it, or because he was at a breaking point, or whatever the case was, but this, posting it on LinkedIn was one of the worst things I think you could have done in this situation. Because now no employer is going to want to hire you, like, going forward.
Happening over the course of the past couple of years, and it really might explain why Treyarch has become such a bad studio. Time was, Treyarch and all the guys over there, they were the golden geese, man. Their games were incredible, but now they are a husk of their former selves. There is no passion, there is no drive, there is no soul in Black Ops 6, and we know for a fact that Black Ops...
I mean, yeah, a lot of the newer Call of Duty games definitely are never going to be as good as some of the classic ones, for sure, but I mean, like, BO6 was alright, I'll say. Like I said, I mean, like, you know, we had Citadel de Mort, that was a pretty good DLC. The Tomb, I didn't really enjoy as much. I thought the Tomb was very soulless. Shattered Veil was pretty damn good, and I guess we're like a couple days from the Reckoning releasing, so we'll see if that DLC is good. From the trailers, it looks pretty good, but I guess we'll see. But, yeah, and also the post-launch story for BO6 in the multiplayer is, like, really, really underwhelming. It's not good at all, so, yeah.
7 is going to be more the same.
The campaigns have been pretty solid, though. Cold Wars was pretty good. I enjoyed BO6's campaign a lot, too. Like, Treyarch has been, like, knocking these campaigns out of the park, so hopefully BO7 is good. I really hope they don't fuck it up, because one of my favorite characters, David Mason, from one of my favorite campaigns, BO2, is coming back, so hopefully they don't screw that up.
Possibly even worse. It just seems like the internal politics, the struggles, and all the arguments over there are killing not only the studio, but the entire Call of Duty franchise as a whole. From the sounds of it, literally nothing has gotten better inside of Activision since all those allegations from a few years back. I imagine the reason why...
we don't know that for sure. It definitely was bad from what was reported. There was a massive frat culture from what was reported in Activision Blizzard, and there was a lot of overlap with it. But yeah, it definitely wasn't good. We just don't know if it's still going on. Like, I guess we'll never know, because we don't know what happens behind closed doors.
Why this post was taken down from LinkedIn is because Activision and Microsoft do not want that news getting out and painting their trillion with a T dollar company in a bad light. And mind you, this is only one person exposing...
I mean, yeah, maybe. They are going to be focused on PR, possibly.
And exposing Activision. Imagine how many other stories there are out there from all the people who have rode through the revolving door that is Call of Duty development. 16,000 people just got laid off. We have all the stuff from years ago, like the cube crawls, the Bill Cosby room, the stolen breast milk, even the woman...
The stolen breast milk was fucking insane, I will say that. That was fucking wild.
Who took her own life after photos of her were being passed around the studio.
That was fucked up. That was really insane. Yeah, I heard about that too.
Company and Call of Duty as a whole is an absolute dumpster fire, man, and the blame is solely on the higher-ups for allowing it to get this...
I think mainly Activision are at fault for it. I don't really blame Treyarch as much, because a lot of the Treyarch devs were never really that bad, to my understanding, except Dan Bunting, who kind of engaged with the culture, and some other... I'm sure there were some bad apples, but, like, most of Treyarch have actually been pretty damn good, from what I've seen over the years.
Bad in the first place, and for allowing these problems to continue to fester. It's honestly just freaking gross, dude. It's straight up disgusting, and I hope that thanks to Michael Anthony's post, others work up the courage to come out with their own stories, and should that happen, I will keep you guys posted with a new video breaking down all the news and all the drama and all the details. But for right now, I'm going to wrap up this video here today. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. Leave your thoughts and feedback on all these allocations down there in the comments. Thank you so much for listening and for your continued support of my channel, and until next time, I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.
Alright, wow, that was a story and a half.